Welcome back to your favorite comedy finance channel. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. So guys, today I wanted to talk about a few different picks that I've been taking a look at, and congratulations to everyone that made another 2X on VGX. To be honest with you guys, I just feel like we're just so goddamn greedy. We just can't help but gamble a little bit. So I'm happy with that. I did hold a little bit too long on that one, I think, for that second entry. I had a little bit of fun, but, for the most part, money's money, right? So guys, look, everyone, the hype is dying down for VGX. And the reason why is because the buy-in entry is only worth 2-3x with the hype. If there was no hype and we could just be in it for long term, it would be a lot better of a pick for me. I think there's still a little bit of money to be made, but to be honest with you, when I'm taking a look at the growth to risk potential, let's say if somebody were to get in right now, they're only at 2x to $1 and another 2x every dollar after that. And that's hoping that you're not just going to get dumped on by the Mickey Mouse character running that Twitter account. Okay. So, to be honest with you, I've been moving a lot of my profits into PRQ because it's very reminiscent in CoinCap. It's only a 310 million coin cap on PRQ. And it has a lot of different partnerships like Amazon. You're going to have a lot more data automation. There's a bigger story to be had with PRQ because it's not just a random exchange token, which is cool. We've made money on exchange tokens like Crow token or BTR with BitTrue, Binance, LCX is a huge one for me. LCX, when it comes to exchange tokens in general, let's say if I was just choosing between exchange tokens, I'd rather go to LCX because that's clearly a bottom. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody cares about it too much, but it's literally a hidden gem out there with how much regulatory clarity is behind it. So, LCX is a big pick for me. But when it comes to coin caps and trying to be something similar when it comes down to tokenomics, I'm taking a look at PRQ. It has a similar coin cap to Voyager, but nobody's talking about it. It has more utility than VGX. It's not bankrupt. That's another big thing about it. And then on top of that, it's only 20 cents right now. So that's a 5x to 1 USD and another 5x per USD. So for me, when I'm measuring out, and again, guys, look, everyone has their own bets to make. It's rug or be rugged, okay? It's every man for himself. This is not financial advice. But, everyone has their own bets to make. I'm going to make my own bets, and I know you will too after doing your own research like you're supposed to. But to be honest with you, I cannot unsee the multipliers in PRQ. So I've been slowly accumulating that. Every single time it dips down to that lower 20-cent range. My first original buy-in and call was about 13 cents, and we made a decent 3x multiplier on a fast run-up. And that was right after we 7x'd on VGX, which is nice. But before the hype comes around, don't wait around, okay? Don't wait around for people to see that they're going to get a easy 5x to a $1 on PRQ. Don't wait till they find out about Amazon partnering with them. Don't fucking wait around for them to realize that it's an entire platform for DApps. Don't fucking wait around for me to tell you that you should have been a member and that we made all this money and you're not a member yet, okay? So guys, look, I'm going to leave a Discord link below. We'd love for you to become a member, guys. We teach about the infrastructure of tokens. You'll learn about over 100 picks, stocks, crypto, different companies, and the way these crypto tokens work, and then how to strategize a little bit differently when it comes to learning about what you're doing, okay? We want to make sure that you become independent. I don't want you guys to be dependent on me. I want you guys to be dependent on yourselves, If you guys have any other stuff to bring up, you could always bring it up into the live chat and I'll go over it in a little bit. But I did want to bring up this article. Somebody sent this to me just recently. Shout out to you, bro, if you're watching. Web3 data automation platform Parsec lands on crypto.com, also lands on Coinbase and also BitHub. Parsec, the Web3 monitoring and data automation platform, has announced that users can now trade PRQ, one of the world's 3 largest crypto trading platforms by volume. Okay, so there's that announcement. Comes with the news that Crypto.com Capital led the $12 million fundraising round for Parsec's sister project. Let me keep rolling. I know it joined. It's also on KuCoin as well. So I know you guys brought that to me yesterday. It's also ERC20 token, so it does run on ETH. So let's say if you're just playing around with MetaMask, you could just buy ETH, or if you have ETH in your MetaMask already, you could just swap for it, you know, so there's that. Let me keep rolling. All right, Parsec is a full suite data network to build the backend for all Web3 decentralized apps. And again, you know, guys, you know how like you watch all these search engines and all that stuff, and you know it's outdated or it's not on time, things of that nature. Well, Parsec is going to be fixing that, you know, so you're going to have real-time data, and data is going to be a big thing. You know, a lot of people, you know, don't realize how valuable data is, and when you're going into the future, especially now with blockchain, you know, data is of value, guys. People pay for data all the time. They sell data, they pay for it, they hoard it. You know, there's all sorts of things when it comes down to that. So really realize that data is going to be the next gold, okay? And that's, you know, what we serve here as well. You know, it's on-demand data. You know, guys, what do we do here all the time? We're consistently bringing you the news before it happens. We give you a good forecast. We tell you what's going on. We tell you about these tokens, the way they work. You know, and people pay for that because they don't want to do their own research as fast as we could deliver it. You know, they want the highlights, they want everything real fast. And, you know, and think about it like this, think about the attention span of people nowadays. You know, their attention span doesn't last longer than 3 minutes. It doesn't last longer than 10 minutes or whatever the case. And that's why YouTube constantly tells everybody, whenever you're doing videos, to make it short, make it really fast. That's why the algorithm caters to the YouTube shorts, because that's how fucking short the attention span of Americans are nowadays. So, and that's another reason why I don't put timestamps. I want the data to be delivered to our kind of people. I want our data to be delivered to the people that are going to listen and learn and be educated for what we're trying to deliver to this market. You know, for the longest, people thought that the crypto market was decentralized. They thought that Bitcoin fluctuated the market, and it doesn't. It's the US dollar. And I've been talking about that for I don't know how many years now, but now after 3 years of talking about it, the crypto industry is finally talking about the DXY and the US dollar index. And still, you know, no one's talking about Japan dumping US bonds yet, but you know, eventually you're going to hear it because that's what's happening. You know, everyone is focused on Russia and China, but you know what you should be focused on is Japan. You know, they may be our ally, but at the end of the day, you know, when it comes to monetary policy, people are going to save themselves. You know, it's rug or be rugged, unfortunately. And Japan is rugging US dollar bonds nonstop, and they're making it go faster every month. And you know, I read an article earlier today where they were trying to make it sound like that's not what they were doing, and it's everything about what they're doing. You know, if the yen is collapsing and it's hurting their economy, they need to dump US dollar bonds in order to prop up their yen. And in order to do so, they create that liquidity by dumping the US treasuries. They prop up their yen, and they're not the only entities that are doing this. You know, these stable coins like Tether have been accumulating US dollar bonds, and as interest rates go up, you cannot unsee the margin at 109, and then it's probably going to go to 120 by the end of the year. So, of course, these bondholders, they're dumping these bonds. You know, it's a trade that I can't unsee. Nobody's talking about it, and it's probably because they only understand one asset class. You know, here at MYC Network, we talk about crypto stocks, precious metals, and we also talk about different asset classes that are going to correlate with the markets. But, you know, again, guys, when you're on YouTube, you're going to be watching a lot of kids out there that think they're experts because they know crypto or because they know a pick or two, but they have no idea about how these different asset classes could give you a better forecast in what's going on in the markets. You know, every single day, I bet you guys, when you're watching YouTube videos, right, everyone's talking about inflation, right? Well, inflation is not in the markets. Deflation is in the markets, okay? Inflation's in the economy, and yes, that is very possible that happens. I mean, if the US dollar is going up in value and assets are costing less money, then what do you think is happening? There you go. You know, are prices going up in the economy and shit like that? Yeah, absolutely. There's hot spots of inflation everywhere in different products and commodities and what have you. But in the markets right now, as we speak, we are experiencing deflation. We are experiencing deflation. And I don't care how many fucking YouTube kids out there say that that inflation's this and inflation's that. Okay, great. But We're not experiencing that in the markets. Our dollar is at 109 and assets are being weighed down because the US dollar is the reserve currency. So it is what it is. Let me keep rolling. Let me kind of go through your comments. I don't want to go too far. Give me one sec. Deftones says, but Dion, I just fondled the like button. That's correct, guys. Don't forget to press the like button for me or I will monetize each and every one of you. Don't fucking forget. I will turn on the commercials. 5150 says, to the fucking moon or the fucking rope. I'm cheating. No condoms 2022. That is correct, sir. We have a no condoms policy all 2022. I'm feeling blue zealous. Smash that like button. Subscribe. That is correct, Crypto Jake. BLZ is looking nice. Guys, look, I wouldn't sleep on BLZ. That's still priority one. GameFi is going to be top performing assets for 2022, and BLZ is a behemoth of GameFi tokens. It's a 500 million coin cap. Pavel Gaines has worked with Disney, Nintendo, Ubisoft, you name it. He's worked with a variety of different companies out there when it comes down to gaming, including VR chat. He was the M&A advisor of VR chat, and they're not bringing it up yet, but I know they will because I know Bluzo in some sort of way will integrate a payment system in that world. And that's a real metaverse, not fucking Meta, not fucking all this other yo-yo shit they got going on with, like, guys, when you look at Decentraland, when you look at all these different companies that are trying to make up metaverse, they don't have a world. They don't really have shit. They just have NFTs and that's it. But if you take a look at VR chat, that's a real metaverse. That's a real virtual reality world and economy that's already functioning as we speak, and it has no crypto integration yet. And I could like literally, there's no doubt in my mind that Pavel, being the M&A advisor of VR chat, will introduce Bluezil functions to that world. It's crazy. You guys should take a look at that and just understand the type of guy that's running this company. He's not a joke. And again, guys, look, I used to be in M&A as well. I was in it for 3 years, okay? And Pavel Baines was out there M&A and advising bigger companies. I was in the middle market. This guy was doing billion-dollar companies. These were billion revenue companies. Crypto Jake says it's the Airbnb of digital assets, Bluezil BLZ. That is correct. Varel says, win Bugatti. I thought you were saying win bugs because I noticed that they're starting to push out propaganda for bug protein and cricket protein. So guys, you heard it here first. By 2023, they're going to be giving us fucking crickets for dinner. I'm telling you. We will own nothing and be happy and eat Z bugs. Don't forget. Paul Gavin says, you mentioned to buy on Forex. Yes, definitely. Look, if you're a Forex trader, I'm not in Forex personally, but look, if you are in Forex, there is no fucking reason why you should not be looking at that trade. If Japan is losing value in the yen and they need to prop up their currency, you better bet your ugly ass they're going to be dumping U.S. treasuries the more and more these rates go up. You cannot unsee this margin as the USD goes up. So guys, look, in 1994, we had a bond market crisis, okay? You can use this as a case study. Jerome Powell himself, okay, you heard it here first, and you learned it here first, was the Fed chair. And at that time, he was trying to raise rates to fight off inflation, and they ended up causing a bond market crisis because as the dollar went up in value with interest rates, a lot of different entities that were holding U.S. treasuries, which are U.S. dollar bonds, were dumping it nonstop to the point where the bond market crashed and we had an extreme currency devaluation, which led up to the financial crisis. Except this time we're going straight into a currency crisis, and I'm seeing probably a 20 to 40% discount on USD, where assets will go through the roof. But also, again, if you're in Forex, you shouldn't miss that trade. You should be paying attention to Japan, not fucking China, not fucking Russia. You should be paying attention to Japan because they may be our ally, but they're going to be the one driving a fucking wedge into the dollar. You heard it here first. El Toxico says, don't be wrong like a pair of two left shoes. Get into these picks right now. Don't forget. Yeah, absolutely. Look, my favorite picks, again, it is BLZ, PRQ, DeSo, and LCX. Those are strong-ass multipliers, and I'm not going to be missing out on any of them. And I know a lot of people want to day trade and stuff like that, but guys, look, you're going to be wrecking your token counts, and that is, like, in a bear market, that is the wrong time to mess up your token counts. You know, if you're seeing some bigger multipliers out of nowhere, then yeah, absolutely, I agree. You know, but I wouldn't be giving up your core bag, because PRQ is not a $1 token. It's more than a $2 token, and we've been there before. We called it at 10 cents last cycle, and mind you, we became famous in the bear market, guys, and it's happening all over again. You know, we went to extravagance in the bull market, but at the end of the day, don't fucking forget that we called what? LCX was 2 cents when we called it. We rode it almost to 4 cents. PRQ was 10 cents at the time. We rode it to almost $2. There's massive multipliers to be had, and there's no bullshit. With VGX, there's hype. There's some random bullshit Twitter account. There's a bunch of nonsense going on. There's literally sensationalism happening. And Parsec has already proved to be a massive multiplier maker without the bullshit, okay? Do I think Voyager will be bailed out? Yes, we already know this. FTX is bailing them out. So long term, I do think that VGX will do well. But why the fuck am I going to go in on a buy-in for 1x for, like, I mean, entry right now is what? It's 40, 50 cents the last time I checked. So that's only going to be a 2x multiplier to 1 USD. I wouldn't be like, if it's a gamble play, then yeah, absolutely, whatever, for the hype, you know, but for long-term purposes, I'm not interested in it for that purpose. I'm going to make my money. I'm going to be out the back door, and I'm going to be buying PRQ because it has the same type of cap, no bankruptcy, no bullshit, no hype, and literally it's at the bottom. So it's a 5x multiplier to 1 USD and a 5x after that every USD up. So, you know, to be honest with you guys, look, I like hype as well, but yeah, at the same time, I want safe multipliers. I want to be at the bottom of a token and wait for the hype to come, and I'll just sit there collecting money and not have to be sweating and watching my screen every single fucking hour whether or not a token is going up or down, okay? At least with PRQ, we own the bottoms. We got in at 13 cents. It's over, you know, and now it's already steady at 20 cents, you know, so it's going to be a 10x multiplier for some of us. But for those of you that are getting in at 20 cents, that's still a 5x multiplier to 1 USD. Besides that, BLZ is a 10x multiplier to 1 USD, and it's not going to stay a 10 cents token. It's a 500 million coin cap with extreme use case. Don't forget, it is bridging ETH, Polkadot, and also Cosmos. Okay. By the time you know it, you're going to be swapping into Cosmos versus swapping into ETH, okay? And Kepler is going to come out, and I did notice that Bluzo is staying quiet, so we'll see what happens with that. You know, I'm targeting 4 USD minimum. If it's going to be a unicorn company, that's $1 billion market cap, so that's going to be a 4 USD or more type of token long term. Besides that, DeSo is going to be a monster pick. I mean, guys, that's going to be a long ass term type of hold, but it's going to be well worth it, you know. And if you bought it at higher prices, that does suck, but there's no reason to not be DCAing in that token because that's going to be a behemoth. You know, if the vice president of Coinbase raised $300 million for that project, you better bet your ugly ass it's going to fucking skyrocket. And with only 10.8 million coin cap, I think it'll do very well, you know. So, and a call was around what was it? I think it was like $7, $7.50, $7.80, something like that. We're already above. That's the bottom, and now we're at $8.50, and it's gonna keep going up. So, guys, look, don't fucking wait around for multipliers to happen. Don't wait around for none of that. Okay, you know, it's right now we're in the bear cycle, so accumulation is key. Let the shorters short. Let the guys fuck around in a bear market, wrecking their token counts, but I could promise you the long-term holders are going to make the most money and the most multipliers going forward as we progress into this bear market. Yes, LCX. So LCX, again, guys, it is 6-7 cents. We rode it to 40 cents on a 2-cent call. All right, there's money to be made in LCX, and this time will be no different. And I really do feel that most of the VCs are already out of it since the end of the bull market, and now that we're at the very bottom, there's really not much to be had there. I mean, guys, 7 cents to, let's say, even 40 cents, which I think is still cupcake money, you know, for LCX. I think it'll be well over $1, but you know, 7 cents to $1, that's a lot of multipliers, and it can move. It's a 950 million coin cap. And it's been around for a while with regulatory clarity on it. I think it'll do well. We did well on it before, so there's no reason why it won't happen again. cycles come and go. So, you know, if you saw it go up once, then chances are it'll happen again, especially with a real use case. JP Morgan runs the game, says we own the bottom. It's over. It's Bugatti every day. It's King Dion was the first man on the moon. Don't forget. Just look at that throne. Can't you tell? That's right. So, you know, besides that, I did want to go over a different, you know, we had a couple new members come in, and, you know, guys, you're not going to get all the picks. You know what I mean? There's over 100. I mean, guys, even in the stock market, there's hundreds of picks out there. You know, there's over 500 really great picks out there and all that stuff. You're not going to get all of them. So, you know, you kind of want to just get the ones that you want or whatever the case. You don't want to spread yourself too thin either. But I did want to go over just a few oldies in Coinbase for you guys. And I don't know if you guys remember when we called Civic at 1 penny. This was way back in the day for any of my day ones out there. It was over a 60x multiplier. And Civic token is partnered with Microsoft and IBM as well, and they're doing digital IDs. And I think they'll have a bigger run this turnaround because as you guys take a look at Elon, right? Elon has already brought up the fact that Twitter, a lot of these YouTube accounts and all that stuff, and you guys see it all the time on Instagram, Facebook. You guys may think that you're talking to somebody, quote unquote, very popular or famous or whatever the case. But what you're watching is just fraudulent marketing. And what they do is they buy, you could spend $100, $200, and you could make your YouTube 50K subscribers, 100K subscribers, or 100K followers on Twitter or whatever the case. But it's a bunch of fake ass shit, you know, and we're moving into a time where digital ID will be introduced and all those bot accounts, they're going to get wiped out. And that's the whole point and premise behind digital IDs, to just remove all these robots from making people think that there's real influence and there's not. That's why you guys need to step away from the herd mentality of the internet. A lot of this shit's fucking phony. A lot of the bullshit is phony. Guys, you go to Telegrams, Instagrams, Discords, what have you, and they're full of bots, literally. And there's no community there. You guys got to wake up. If you're in this space, you should be aware of the bullshit that's out there. Crypto space is the fakest shit I've ever seen in my life. But going down to Civic token, I really like it. You know, it does have a bigger cap on it, but it does move. And, you know, I don't think you guys should count it out because it has hit $1 before. And last cycle, ATH, I think, was almost 70. Well, actually 70 cents on that. And for it to be at 15 cents, I think it'll do well going forward. I did want to just bring it up. It's a 1 billion coin cap, and it's been around for a while. So I did want to just bring up just a few of these older picks for you guys. You know, my 4 favorites right now, again, like I said, is BLZ, LCX, PRQ, and DeSo. Those are my favorite ones, and I'm going to be centralizing my investments in those picks long term. But again, you're not going to get every good pick out there, and I know there's a lot of good picks out there, guys. I've been collecting ETH as well. I've been buying. I don't buy a piece of ETH. I only buy it by the coin. You know, if you're going to get into bigger coins like that for the price, you know, you might as well go full-fledged. Buy the whole coin, and then that way you have one full multiplier. Okay, I don't really like half multipliers or whatever the fuck. Like, I want full multipliers off of my coin. So with ETH, I've been buying full coins. If you're a shrimp out there and you really do want 1 ETH, then okay, then 1 ETH at least minimum. But if you're buying less than that, don't hold up all your capital on something like that. You know what I mean? But for me, I've been buying full ETHs and I've been staking for 2.0 on Coinbase. You could do that directly on the app. So there's that, and you earn, I think, 3% APY on it. So that's pretty nice. And I know the scarcity is going down. In fact, people were calling me stupid for buying ETH at 1,200, 1,000, and 950, and we are literally skyrocketing now. We've already got to $1,500 per ETH. Okay, so there's that. And guys, it's going to continue to scale. When 2.0 comes out, scarcity will be had, and proof of work is going to 0. So proof of stake is going to be the next big thing. So don't fuck it up. If for all my whales out there that are working with ETH. I do want to welcome a few of our new whales that came in. 2 of them came in today and then 1 yesterday. Happy that you guys popped in with us, you know. And guys, don't forget, you know, if you ever have a question or anything like that, you could ask me directly within that chat room, or you could just let me know directly on any of the social media platforms and things of that nature. Again, so for those of you that are on my Instagram or Facebook or whatever the case, and you're messaging me, guys, if you're not a member, I'm not talking to you. Okay. I have too many people that I cater to already. So, you know, go into that Discord server. I'd rather you guys communicate with me there, or let me know that you are a member, because, you know, look, I want to help everybody I can. I try to do that as much as I can. But at the end of the day, guys, like, I still got to cater to a lot of people already. We have what? Over 10,000 people that we communicate to audience-wise between all platforms. And now we have well over 1,500 members now. So it's like, you know, I have to cater to those people and keep it rolling. Because look, if you guys support my business, you guys support me, I support you, and I'm going to reserve my time for you guys. But let's keep rolling. All right, so I'm going to go down the list actually for you guys. I do think that personally, I think XRP will do well. I don't like the multipliers to be had on that, to be honest with you. I think the bigger multipliers and the more, like, I mean, guys, it doesn't matter what these fucking yo-yos say. You know, Teletubbies is over. I'm here to make money. Unfortunately, I'm not here for the tech. I think XRP will do well. I don't think it's going to be exchanged for gold. I don't think it'll hit, you know, 5 or 10 USD. I don't think it'll hit 5.89 or anything like that. I do think it'll hit $1 to $3 before they essentially just rug it all, because, guys, the XRP community sucks. Okay, they can't hold fucking shit. They are the worst at holding multipliers. Okay, let's be real. But if you have a 5-year, 10-year timeline for XRP, then it'll do well. I think it'll eventually do well, because at the end of the day, it's a layer 1 and projects are being built on top of it. So there's that. But for strict multipliers to 1 USD, 2 USD, I think XLM is the better go for it. And it's literally clarified by the SEC. It really is. XLM has more clearance than pretty much all the projects I've really seen out there when it comes to layer 1s, you know. And one of the reasons why is because, and I don't know if you guys know this, but Stellar is a nonprofit organization. Okay, so they actually have clarification with the SEC, just so you guys know. I know the Teletubbies aren't going to tell you that, but just so you know, XLM has more clarity than any project out there when it comes to layer 1s. And that's just black and white, you know. But again, that's my most, like, I think XRP and XLM are very conservative picks, you know, long term, to be honest with you. That's my opinion on that. Solana's okay. I just think it's too expensive to hold up that much capital for me personally. Cardano, I know it gets a lot of PR. I think it'll do well later, but I really, for the multipliers and the risk associated with it, I don't think it's worth it, to be honest with you. I've never been a fan of Dogcoin. We made money on it on a slight pump when it was in the decimals, and then we got out of it. It was over. But that was literally just to fuck around. You know what I mean? I think Polkadot, for anyone that's in AVAX, Solana, Elron, any of those, I think you're better off in Polkadot. Polkadot will give you way more multipliers and it'll scale better than those companies will. I do not think Polygon will do that great going into next cycle, to be honest with you. I think ETH 2.0 will literally, there's really, like, think about it, you know, with ETH 2.0 coming out, it really renders Polygon not as useful, you know. Let me go through your comments before I go further on this list. BLZ is definitely my favorite pick right now for 2022. ETH seems to be leading this market. Yeah, absolutely. So, and I'm happy you brought that up, Mascar. So right now, what you guys are watching are layer 1s. Layer 1s are gonna run first, okay? And the reason why they're gonna run first is because they're just cheaper. So people are taking advantage of that layer 1 liquidity. Okay, developers, investors, and all that stuff. And the reason why, when you're building a project or anything like that, you want to capture liquidity at the lowest you could grab it, so that way as you're building your project, it'll scale with said project. You know what I'm saying? Because you have your layer 1 and then you have your DeFi token, and your DeFi token is worthless without liquidity. So you need your layer 1, and with enough liquidity, you could back your DeFi token. So a lot of developers and builders right now are taking advantage of the lower prices. But, out of all layer ones, when it comes to multipliers, I think the best would probably be XLM and TRX. Those are the best for multipliers, I would say. If you're trying to make money or anything like that, for me personally, my go-tos would be TRX and XLM. But again, I think Polkadot, for those of you that are buying in the dollars, I think Polkadot would probably be the better runner between all of those. I do like ETH a lot, though. Let me keep rolling. Oh, again, so before I go further, again, so in the bear market, when things start ramping up again, what'll ramp up first are layer ones. So Bitcoin, ETH, Polkadot, Cosmos, whatever, Solana, things of that nature. They're going to run up first, then the DeFi tokens. Okay. So keep that in mind when you're looking at those conversion rates, because conversion rates are important when you understand what token you're investing in, what layer it's working off of. So if you're a Chainlink investor, you have to pay attention to ETH, because if you want to, for me personally, what I like to do when it comes to maximizing my profits or maximizing my multipliers, okay, I need to know the infrastructure of the way the ecosystem is. Okay, so if I'm investing in ETH and I'm also investing in DeFi tokens running on top of ETH, then I'm going to make money in the DeFi tokens and then flip those profits back into the layer one. So if I make money on Chainlink, I'm going to return those profits either in USDC or I'm going to return it to ETH and then let ETH stack. So for instance, I'm going to give you guys examples. So when we made 7x and we made 3x on PRQ and 7x on VGX, I shuffled a lot of that profit into ETH because I knew the layer one will be the next scale. And now I just almost 2x'd my multipliers. So I just 2x'd my 7x and I just 2x'd my 3x. So you have to keep that in mind when you're trying to leverage yourself, or you're trying to position yourself, that you understand what's happening in the market. So layer ones right now, they're going to run up first, and then the DeFi tokens are going to run up. And then when the DeFi tokens run up really high, when DeFi tokens get hot, then the layer ones get drained out and they crash down. And that at that conversion rate, that's when you want to shuffle. So let me give you an example of this. So when we called solo back in the day, for those of you that came in, I mean, this wasn't our only 100x call. We've had several 100x, 50x calls, 200x calls. But when we 140x on solo, a lot of us, or a lot of me, I know what I was doing, but when I was at the peak in solo, and I don't know if you guys, for those of you that were day ones or around that time, do you remember when I was telling you guys to pay attention to XRP? I said, when solo runs hot, XRP is going to drain out and XRP is going to crash down to about 80 cents. And it ended up crashing to 70 cents, but still close enough. When that happened, the conversion rate was, I think, 7 to 10 XRP per solo, okay, because that crash happened. So even though I was selling between 450 and 650, I was still getting 7 to 10 XRP per solo, and I was swapping it for that conversion rate. So then when XRP ran back up again, I made a shit ton of money on my multiplier. So this is why infrastructure is super important to understand, so that way you understand what you're investing in. If you're investing in XRP, then you want to play around in its DeFi tokens and then return that ROI or that profit from the XRC20s to XRP. So same thing with Dogcoin. If you're making money on Dogcoin, you want to flip those profits back into Bitcoin. Or if you're making money on Chainlink, you're making money on PRQ or VGX, StormX, whatever. If you're making money on an ERC20 token, you want to return it back to ETH, because ETH will be running up as well. So same thing with BLZ for Cosmos or ETH. I would return it into Cosmos in this particular case, because Cosmos is at a lower than ETH is, and so your multipliers probably be hotter. And I don't think Cosmos is going to stay under $50 this time around. I think this next run up will probably go well past $100. JP Morgan runs the game, says Klaus Schwab trusts the experts. JP Morgan also says bullish on all MYC picks. DeFi Mela says that's correct, motherfuckers. Don't fucking forget, MYC became famous for smoking and drinking weed. That's correct. Gliss for Man says like the vid before you get monetized, motherfuckers. That is correct, sir. I will turn on the commercials if you don't press the goddamn like button, you greedy motherfuckers. That is correct. Backpack Kids, tell people XRP 10K overnight. Trust David Schwartz, the holy donkey. That is correct, sir. Yeah, you know, to be honest with you, XRP community is probably the most crypto illiterate people you could talk to. They think they know what they're talking about, but they're the only motherfuckers that have never made money, ever. You know, MYC has returned. You know what's funny is we only promise education. However, besides all the jokes that we deliver, there has never been no fucking crypto community ever to ever make more gains than MYC has, period. This is historical fucking fact. Historical fucking fact. Don't fucking forget, ever. And what's funny is, you know, my channel is what? It's like 4K subscribers, and we get roughly, what, 500 views? You know, it really makes you wonder the type of bullshit you guys are really watching. Because a lot of these Teletubbies really believe that these guys got 100K, 1 million subscribers and followers and all this bullshit. But meanwhile, it's all fucking phony. It's a big fucking facade. Like, really is. So that's what's funny. Because, you know, a lot of these guys, they're like, oh, you know, it's influence that's going to carry these picks. Well, clearly not, because these guys got millions of fake-ass subscribers and followers, yet they can't move a dime. You know, don't forget. David Schwartz, NSA CIA operative. You know, you guys remember when David Schwartz tweeted us at MYC Network? This is before the Pink Hats got us banned for that one. David Schwartz tweeted us that XRP was going to come with microchips eventually. Don't forget. I think I don't know who. I think I got the picture on that actually. I don't know if it'll pop up now for you guys now that account got banned. Let me see. I think it's like one of our original ones, actually. Hold on. I'll find it. All right, you guys remember this? You're going to take your microchip and you're going to like it. And don't pretend like they're not, like he's kidding, because he's not. He's not kidding. You're going to get microchipped, and that's what they want. You know, why do you think Ripple, you know what's funny about these fucking XRP kids, right? They got hot breath and no Rolexes, first off. But secondly, think about it like this. These fucking kids had people following them for 5 years for a fucking 10x. Guys, that's fucking funny. That is fucking funny. It really is. Chris the Larson can't be trusted. That is correct. JP Morgan runs the game. I also remember being hopeful. Yeah, absolutely. They wasted a lot of our time, guys. That is correct. You know, and that's what's funny because, you know, I used to like XRP too, and I made money on XRP, but like the truth is still the truth. You know, what's funny about a lot of Ripple investors is they pretend to be Americans, right? They really do. They pretend to be patriotic. They pretend like this company represents anything fucking American. That's funny because it's like, these are the same, like, you know, they pretend like they're anti-government, but they're communist and they're begging for fucking regulations, you know? And it's really pathetic and disappointing because it's like, if Ripple is such a community driven thing, right? Then the community should speak out towards that type of shit. They should speak out against Chris Larson putting millions of cameras all over California. They should speak out against all this leftist bullshit that they got going on over there. But it's okay, you know, their funds are safe. You know, it's over 50% centralized. Oh, don't forget that they're literally releasing all these XRP on you all the fucking time. You know, you make more money off of small cap DeFi projects running on top of the XRPL than XRP. You know, that's why I don't waste my money on stupid ass projects running on the XRPL. It's going to be EQ. It's 100 million coin cap, Unreal Engine, NVIDIA, AMD Radeon. And then you got Solo, which I love Solo. I love the use case. I still think Core is a complete waste of time. So every single time that you guys get that airdrop, you better bet your ugly ass that I'm fucking, or a lot of us are swapping it right into solo, because solo is still a nice thing. But yeah, you know, you guys got to really remember that. Like, I know that the crypto space gives you a lot of Kool-Aid, but a lot of these companies are global in some sort of way. And those global mindsets are fucking dangerous. Okay. You know, you guys think it's just this fucking alphabet bullshit. Well, actually, a lot of it is, but don't fucking forget, they're fucking looking to put that P at the end. And you know damn well they are, and they don't care. Okay. But you know what? Who cares? You know, these guys, they give up their patriotism. They give up their sense of being American for profits, because they don't give a fuck about the country. For me and MYC, from day one, it's always been, we're going to make this money and be out the back fucking door. We're going to make this money, even though we're riding the devil's tail, we're going to be out the back door. That has always been the thing. But these people that pretend that a lot of this shit is okay are still up their ass all the time, you know? But for those of you that think that it's not, they're not talking about microchips. Okay. Why are they partnered with Digital ID? Why are they working with the Rockefeller Foundation for Digital ID? Why are they partnered with Hyperledger for Digital ID? Guys, they're literally, everything you could find is on id2020.org. It's not like I'm just talking shit just to talk shit. Like, it is what it is, you know? Yeah, I will never give up my patriotism for the sake of profit, ever. You know, I know a lot of the XRP kids do, but that's not me. I'm out. I don't do shit for fucking fame. Fuck that. I'm here for fucking money. That's it. DeFi Mila says conversion on XLM is too easy. Flipping and flipping. That is correct. JP Morgan says, I'm crying. Facts, YouTube manipulation. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, guys, look, these guys, you know, they want fame so bad, you know, but unfortunately fame is not a form of currency, you know, and, you know, plebs will remain plebs, unfortunately. Paul Gavin says, I remember the solo call October 28th and I was lazy. That was at 5 cents. And I came in late, but Dion told me you better fucking dump that XRP. Yeah, absolutely. You know, solo, we did 140X on. And that's what's funny, because I see a lot of Teletubbies out there still calling MYC members pump and dumpers and dumb shit like that. But those motherfuckers couldn't hold a 5 or 10X on XRP. They couldn't hold shit. Okay, we held a 140X. Okay, so I don't tell me I have yet to see any of these fucking Teletubby crypto communities out there outperform MYC. It has never been done, ever. Fake accounts from India. That is correct. Oh yeah, F the microchip. Yeah, I'm not doing none of that bullshit, you know. And you know, these guys are starting to talk. So next week, they're talking about the CDC. They're talking about making a decision this week about whether or not it's a global emergency on this fucking what's it called, the gorilla pox or whatever. You know, they basically are going to make a decision on that bullshit, and then they want to push out more products. So there you guys have it. You know, they're just pushing more and more products all the fucking time. And they do not care about you. They don't care about your family. They don't care about your kids. And, you know, I think there needs to be medical reform in every which way possible. I think it's bullshit that children need to take over 12 fucking products just to get to school. 12 fucking products. Guys, these motherfuckers, these scientists, okay? And what's funny about these fucking people is they put so much self-righteousness into themselves that they think that they're needed to a whole nother level that they're not. You know, science has become a religion, and it is so far from what real shit is, like from real logic is. You know, it's really dangerous. It really is, because it's all about trusting the scientist now, trusting a guy in a coat, and you take products, and you know, then you're having heart attacks, you know, at fucking 20. You know, the XRP fanboys ate Jed McCaleb's dumps for years. I mean, they're going to continue to do so. There's no doubts, you know. But what's funny is they'll still be doing the same shit, you know, but like I said, a lot of hot breath, no results, no brand, no testimonies, no fucking nothing, you know. DeFi Mela says Panama, baby. That is correct. I still have not gotten airdrops from Solo. Yeah, you know. I think it'll still do good. I think core is a waste of time, though. I really do. The whole system must be reformed. Police, governments, schools, medical. Yeah, I really don't trust these guys. It seems like every month there's a reason for more products, and who knows how far they're going to take it. And I think a lot of this is going to intertwine. I mean, they've showed you guys that a lot of these medical products are going to intertwine with digital IDs, you know, and you're not going to be able to buy, you're not going to be able to sell unless you got that ID. And that ID is going to be injected into your skin, and there's no conspiracy behind that. They admit this to you all the time. They got patents out for it. They admit it all the time. This isn't just some random shit that people are making up. Hide your kids, hide your wives from the lizards. Don't forget. Yeah, absolutely. Let me keep going. Let me go over, for those of you that just popped in, again, I'm going to leave a Discord link below. Would love for you guys to become a member, learn about crypto infrastructure, and you can learn about over 100 pick stocks, crypto, different things of that nature. Learn about different asset classes, how they correlate with the markets, instead of just watching kids on YouTube. I want to go over a few different things real quick. So again, my favorite picks right now, DeSo, BLZ, LCX, PRQ. Those are my favorite right now. Let me take a look. You know, personally, I think that AVAX is a decent buy right now at 20 bucks. Someone was asking me about Avalanche. I think it'll do okay. It does take up a lot of your money, though. I really don't like. See, that's why I don't like investing. Like, if it was the store of value and that, you know, I was putting a big amount of money in there and just to hold it there and I had nowhere else to put it, then yeah. But I really don't like holding up a lot of my money in expensive tokens or picks and things of that nature. I really don't, because I can make better multipliers elsewhere. I don't give a fuck if the token is worth $10, $20, $500, $1,000. I'm more concerned with how many multipliers I could get out of my position. So, you know, you guys do what you do on that. Everyone's a little bit different. But again, if you're playing with a DeFi token, what you should be doing is not having this store of value mindset in a DeFi token. It's a DeFi token. It's not a layer one. So, you know, you should be utilizing your profits out of these DeFi tokens to return them back to the layer one or put them into USDC. Because the layer ones are stores of value. DeFi tokens I use to make money on, and that's it. I'm not there to hold a long time. Because, I mean, and again, chances are if it's a DeFi token, the admin, you know, if it hasn't been around for a long time, chances are, you know, the admin has a full pocket full of tokens, and that's something you don't want to wait around for either. And guys, again, you know, I get a lot of people coming up to me about tokens from different ecosystems, and the first thing I notice is the admin holds over 80 or 90% of the token supply. I'm out. I'm out 100%. Stop coming to me about dumb shit, please. TRX is definitely a nice one for me. I think Chainlink at $7 is okay. I think it'll probably break over $100 this next cycle. I really do think so, especially if it had a $50 ATH last time. But again, this is another one of those things where it's like, man, do I want to hold up this much capital in a pick? You know, I really try to stay away from these bigger picks. I think, you know, XLM at 11 cents, that's definitely going to go. It's going to break $1 this cycle coming around. So it's a 10x multiplier. I think that's a good deal for me. I think Cosmos would do really well. But again, look, just kind of use it. For me, this is my rule of thumb. You know, layer ones are stores of value, and DeFi tokens, I'm going to make my money on it, and I'm out. I'm not going to stick around there. Algorand is definitely a nice buy. I think Algorand's definitely going to be a decent one, especially at the APY. It's pretty nice. I don't like their new CEO whatsoever. Somebody was asking me about ICP the other day. I think ICP is a nice one. It's a 500 million coin cap. It'll definitely be a giant coin later. It'll probably long term. I think it'll be a 4-digit token or a 4-digit coin. I mean, Paul Gavin says you mentioned to stake ETH on Coinbase for 2.0. Just a bit of a concern if it goes south and our token could be lost. What are your thoughts? So again, you know, Coinbase is becoming a bank. Okay, so Coinbase is becoming a bank. So because it's becoming a bank, it's FDIC insured, but at the same time, because it's becoming a bank and it's FDIC insured, they have to disclose in an event of a bankruptcy that your assets are theirs. So, you know, if that concerns you, think about how much money you put into your own personal bank. When you go and you put your money into your own personal bank, you're no longer custodian of your money. The bank is. So if the banks were to file bankruptcy or the bank were to go, if the banks close for any reason, then your money is lost. Then it's the same rules to apply to your personal checking account or your personal savings or your personal business account or whatever the case. If that bank goes belly up, your money is theirs. And anything in the safety deposit box is theirs as well. But am I concerned? I'm not concerned with Coinbase going bankrupt. To be honest with you, I'm okay with staking my ETH on Coinbase for 2.0. I'm completely okay with that. Should you or can you just store ETH in your ledger and just hold that and be fine? Yeah, absolutely. I think you'll be perfectly fine. But for me, I have no concern with Coinbase going under. I think they're very well endowed. So I'm going to stake for 2.0. I'm going to earn interest on it and I'll let it scale and it'll do what it does. And again, guys, you know, you have to do what's comfortable with you. This is never financial advice. You guys have to do your own research and based on whatever you feel is best for you when it comes to risk, that's your decision to make. You know, again, my favorite picks right now: BLZ, DeSo, LCX, and PRQ. Those are my favorite picks right now. There are a shit ton of nice, good picks out there that we all go over within the network. So again, guys, look, I would love for you guys to become a member. I'm going to leave a link below. And there's instructions on how to get in and all that stuff, you know, and it's a great place to be. You'll learn about different asset classes and the way these asset classes correlate with the markets so that we can make better forecasts. It really helps when it comes to doing your research. Does that mean we're going to mitigate 100% of your risk? No, absolutely not. You know, it's a really good place. It's a good forum because you're going to get a perspective from everybody. You know, you're not just listening to random accounts. Random, no name, no brand, no face, no nothing, guys. A lot of these Discords are free because you're the product and they want you there so they could dump on you, you know? You know what's funny is the crypto space has always been open source. I don't like open source and I don't like open borders either. So I like to keep my source closed. I like sources closed. You know, you know what's fucked up is the crypto space has a lot to do with diminishing human capital. You know, they really don't believe in human value. And I believe in human capital more than anybody in the world. I'm a full human advocate. I don't believe in hiring robots. I don't believe in deploying robots to amp up your numbers or amp up any sort of anything. I think it's bullshit. And I think that honestly, I really think it's fraudulent. You know, if you want real numbers, I think you should be for real with yourself and everybody around you, you know. I don't think any of this shit's a reflection of legitimacy. You know, you guys hear me all the time. You guys have been with me for a few years now. If I sucked or if I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about, I don't think I'd have a good following. I don't think we would be famous here in the sector. We got famous in a bear market. Yeah. Bank runs already started. Yes, they did. If you try to withdraw 100,000 from the bank, they only give you 30,000. That is correct. That's because they don't have enough liquidity. I took all my cash out of the banks a long time ago. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, there's a lot of transhumanism going on, and that's what a lot of that microchipping is going to be about, you know, and especially anything else that they want to talk about. And to be honest, you guys shouldn't be trusting fucking Elon Musk. You shouldn't be trusting Vitalik. Look, I'm going to do well. I'm going to make my money, but don't fucking think I worship these people. I don't trust these people whatsoever. You know, you got Elon and Vitalik, you know, among other people out there, people at Ripple, all talking about improving human nature, you know, or improving genetics. Like, guys, that's a eugenicist. Okay. That's a fucking Nazi. All right. If they talk about improving what God gave you at the start, and God made his art complete. Okay. When God made you, He made you perfect and complete. Okay. There's no evolution on top of that. He made you whole. Okay. There's no fucking human that's going to improve you. That's it. You were made exactly the way you were supposed to be made. So, you know, I don't believe in any of that bullshit. And you know, what's funny? Every society that ever did believe in that got genocided. Okay. And you could go all the way back into the history books about that. LV shades, I mean, you heard it here first. That is correct, sir. Let me go over a few other ones as I go down the list. Earlier, people brought up VeChain. I think VeChain is a very nice buy at 2 cents. So I agree with you guys on that. I think VeChain is a nice buy at this time, and projects are beginning to launch on it. So I think it'll do very well as we go into the future, no doubt. Let me keep going. There's some other ones I'm going to skip through because the Sandbox I think will do well too. I think people are sleeping on Filecoin. I think Filecoin would do pretty good. Elrond has a very small supply, so it will scale pretty hard. And at the price it's at now, I think that's pretty nice. And to be honest with you guys, you know, a lot of people are thinking that we're going to crash again, but I really don't see this happening. I see a reversal happening. Some people have said it's a dead cat bounce, but I really don't think so, because like the dollar is deflating right now, and the only reason why it's deflating is because the Fed is carrying the dollar with rising interest rates. But that's leaving the government, it's leaving the U.S. vulnerable for U.S. Treasuries to be dumped for a margin. So we're caught in between a rock and a hard place, you know, and there's nothing the Fed could do about it. So what I see happening is a bond market crisis. So the next thing that I see crashing is not the markets. I think the bond market will crash, and then that'll crash the currencies. Right now, the IMF is trying to save the euro bond market, and they're not going to be able to. So the euro will probably collapse first, and then the US will probably collapse as the next on the currency. Because put it this way, the bonds or US Treasuries are, you know, it's value, but it's also a form of confidence on that currency. So if the bond market crashes and no one's holding US dollar debt or US dollar fiat or dumping dollars, you guys hear this? You guys hear this? What's the word I'm looking for? This expression all the time. Well, US Treasuries, US bonds, dumping dollars, this is all the same shit. You know, they're dumping it. And the reason why they're dumping it is because the Fed is creating a margin by inflating the USD value via interest rates. So a lot of these Forex traders probably not, because I don't think a lot of these Forex traders are very educated in the space either. You know, what's funny is, like, you know, when I talk to people that they're specialized in certain sectors, I end up telling them shit and they're like, huh? You know, I don't get it. You know, it's like, bro, this is your sector. What the fuck, you know? But look, you know, the fact that that margin's being created with the US dollar being overvalued, these countries and entities are taking advantage of that. Whether it be China, Russia, Japan, they're taking advantage of that to prop up their currency, because as the dollar goes up in value, it's disrupting the basket of currencies that it's attached to. So the US dollar is a baseline, right? So it's a baseline in which all assets are measured, tangible or intangible, right? Here's the USD, straight line, all right? And then you got the euro, you got the pound, you got the yen, the yuan, all that stuff. All these currencies are connected to this baseline. And what's happening as the Fed is printing money, right? It's shuffling, it's bouncing up and down the US dollar baseline, okay? And the reason why the IMF and a lot of, you know, it's just kind of funny, a lot of the crypto communities, they mess up what's really going on, because they always say, oh, it's a level playing field, it's a level playing field, it's a level playing field. Okay, well, the level playing field is, they're talking about currency. They're talking about the reserve currency. And that baseline, as it's moving up and down, it's disrupting other economies. It's disrupting other currencies. See, and what the countries are saying is, oh, you know, because the U.S. is fluctuating the markets with the USD, we don't have a fair playing ground. We don't have a fair playing ground. We need a fair playing ground, an even leveled playing ground. And that's what they're talking about, you know. And also, this is also a reference to the debt. You know, the debt is all fucked up too, you know. The more they create inflation, the better chances they have at actually paying off the debt deficit. But I don't want to go too far into that. But look, stay on to the baseline. So as the dollar is going up in value, it's weighing asset prices down, and that's why the prices are cheap. So we're taking advantage of that. That's what I'm doing. I don't know what you guys are doing. Some people are scared of the market, but I'm not. I see the dollar at high value, so I'm going to use that buying power to capture assets at the low. And then I'm betting that the bond market is going to crash even more, because keep in mind, they just came out the inflation report, a couple days ago. We're at 9%. So if we're at 9% and yield on bond market is only 2-3%, it's a falling knife. So you're losing money on your principal and your yield. So people are going to be dumping the bonds for that margin that the Fed is creating, raising interest rates. So enough of that dumping will cause the bond market to crash. And if the bond market crashes, then that means that the dollar is being dumped, okay? Because bond market is just a reflection of US debt, okay? So stay with me here. So the bond market's a reflection of US dollar debt. As the bond market's crashing, that also means that dollars or US treasuries are being dumped. So if that happens enough, we're going to have a drain happen in the USD, and we could see probably a 20-40% discount on the US dollar, and it's going to send assets through the roof, okay? And that's basically what I'm betting on. Let's say if that doesn't happen between Q4, Q1 of next year, or whatever the case, I do feel like it'll happen somewhere in between. But let's say if we go with the mainstream narrative, okay, the mainstream narrative right now is that the Fed will cut interest rates 2024. So we'll see what happens there. But from what I'm seeing, I think that we're going to see a bond market crisis, just like in 1994, which Jerome Powell himself was also Fed chairman, and he was trying to stop inflation the same way he's doing it now, except we're at an even worse position now because you have China and Japan literally with the knife to cut us. And they're going to do it because it makes sense to. It's not personal, it's just business. If the yen is at a very, very bad low and it's hurting their economy, and they could prop up their currency by dumping US treasuries, and they hold the most US treasuries, they hold 1.3 trillion, they're going to dump US treasuries. So the more they do that, the more China does that, and the more Russia does that. And not only them, Tether is doing it too. They've been buying US bonds since USD was 90 cents. So they're dumping it also as the USD goes up in value. As all of this shit's going on, we're going to have a bond market crisis. They're already saying that it's crashing. So if it crashes enough, we will see an extreme devaluation in this USD. And that's what I'm leveraging myself for. That's my foresight, and that's always going to be my forecast from here going forward. Let's say if it never happens, to the extent that I'm telling you, then again, the mainstream narrative is that they're going to cut rates in 2024. I don't think that the US dollar or the bond market is going to make it past Q4, Q1. I really doubt it. Just based on what I'm seeing right now. Yield is continuously falling down. We're under 3%. Theta network is also a good one. I like Theta. Someone brought that up to my attention. Quant is okay. I just don't think it's worth the risk. I mean, I know it's a limited supply, but for the multipliers and how much money you got to hold up in quant, I don't think it's a good deal. So we do have some people in it, but I really don't think it's a good deal. That's pretty much it that I see. I mean, those are just some of the tradable tokens that I have. If you guys just barely came in or anything like that, I would just go backwards. But again, my favorite picks, BLZ, DeSo, PRQ, VGX is okay at 40 cents. You might get a 2x out of it. But I think the hype is over, and I think that there's more multipliers to be had out of PRQ. If you fucked up on VGX, you could save yourself with PRQ. It has the same type of coin cap. It has a better story, no bankruptcy, no bullshit, no hype, no nothing. Nobody pumping, dumping it. It's literally just a decent pick with good backing, Amazon partnership, 300 million coin cap, and you could get a 5x to $1, and right now it's at 22 cents. So to me, that's a better risk and better multipliers to be had than VGX, because VGX, I mean, they're going to dump it between, let's say, even if it hits $1, $1.50, $2, they're going to dump it, so why would I risk only a 1x multiplier getting in at 40, 50 cents when I could get a 5x multiplier on PRQ with no bullshit attached? So, again, I think PRQ is going to outperform VGX for multipliers. If you didn't hit that first run and get the 7x with us, then, I don't think the opportunity is there anymore for you, because we did a 7x on VGX and we ran out the back door. But now that it has some traction, it's already at 40, 50 cents. I don't think the multipliers are there for the risk. So a lot of my allocation has been right into PRQ because I see a 5X waiting to happen. And that's only to 1 USD. I think it'll go higher than that, especially this turnaround. DFAM Ellis says, you heard it here fucking first. Don't forget. That is correct. Sri Lanka has just went into even more poverty than already. I don't know what that is. Is that, you have to tell me on that. Johan says, Rolly looking good, D. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. You know, that's what's funny look, that's what's funny about a lot of these fucking kids out there. They do a lot of this, got a lot of hot breath, and no roly dolies. That's what's fucking funny. Fucking funny. It really is. JP Morgan says, the backpack kids flex toilet paper and Monopoly money. That is correct, sir. That is correct. You know, that's it for today. I do want to bring up one more pick, guys, that I think will do really well. And the price point, even with the increase in valuation. And I'm going to tell you this. I would only buy it on Coinbase. I would not buy it off of crypto.com, because if you buy it on crypto.com, it's a cross chain. And I don't think it's worth it to do that because the cross chain moves last. I would take a look at IOTX. Okay. That's a very decent company. It's at 4 cents. It's up 20. Let me see. It's up 30% on the day, 40% on the week. So, I mean, at the very bottom of when it did pump, it was at 2-3 pennies, and now it's at 4 pennies. But still, I think IOTX is still a decent pick to have, and it's still cheap. And last ATH was 23 cents. IOTX, that's military tech. Yeah, absolutely. You know, shout out to my little brother. You know, he gave me some new shirts, and I really like this. You know, I got them in the mail today, so I was really happy with them. And what's nice about these new ones that he's been making is they're reflective. So like if you get silver or gold, like this is all reflective shit. Like this is all reflective. So what you guys are looking at is like, imagine when you take a picture with that. It's going to be fucking nice. But just want to shout out my little brother on that. You know, I really love these, he took over that, like the whole clothing department for MYC, you know, and I'm proud of him and everything he does. And I love the work he does for me. I also want to shout out, let me see if I don't know if I got my shirt. I was literally working out with it. I want to shout out, TMOK, apparel as well. You know, it's one of our members. You know, I do want to I'm going to wear his shirt tomorrow. He gave me this cool ass shirt and I just like the fit of it. It's like more of an athletic type of company, I want to say, because he has like more like gym clothes type of thing. But he gave me this badass shirt. It's called like Money Magnet. And I really like that shit. That shit was pretty nice. I'm going to wear that tomorrow for you, bro. So if you're watching, you know, shout out to you, bro. I did get it. So I definitely wear it. You know, I support you guys. You know, like we have so many business owners within our community, within our network. And I only want to do business with you guys. You know, like I have so many people I respect in our community, like Silverbug. You know, he makes custom jewelry. Our Rolex dealer in Puerto Rico. Shout out to you, bro, if you're watching. You know, I only want to do business with you guys. Like I don't want to do business with anybody else but people that are within our network, because I support our community. You guys supported me, and I only want to support anything I could do for you guys, whether it's a platform or, you know, more awareness or whatever the case. I love you guys. You know, you guys did so much for me in my life. You guys gave me a lot of cause and a lot of reason. And, you know, I love returning that favor to you guys. You know, I always want to be loyal to our people for what you guys have done for me as well, you know. So I appreciate the support and everything that you guys do for me. I really do. We're going to keep things going. And, you know, I can't wait to see what the future is going to bring us, because, you know, what's funny is like, you know, our network is becoming a lot like the movie Fight Club. You know, it's really fucking crazy what we got going on, you know. And again, I wouldn't want it any other way. You guys supported me. I support you. I support your business. And you guys did it for me, and I'm always do it for you guys, you know. It's always going to be loyalty for me. MYC is where legends are made. That is correct. Free will. Dion, when taking profits, do we just swap the DeFi token into the layer 1 with slippage fee, or is there another way to? Well, the slippage, I mean, put it this way. You don't want your slippage over 3%. Okay. If you put your slippage at 4 or 5%, you're going to get wrecked by the miners if you're swapping ETH. Okay. So you want to keep it at 3%. But even then, you know, swap fees are very cheap right now. They're only like $8, you know, so I think you'll be okay. But if you're a small fry, you know, that could make a difference. So, you know, look, I would make sure that whatever DeFi token you're playing with, try to find an exchange that's just where it's at. You know what I'm saying? You know, especially if it's ETH. If you could buy BLZ, or if you could buy PRQ on Coinbase or wherever, you know, buy it there versus swapping for it through MetaMask, which is gonna, I mean, swapping right now is not that bad. Later on, you know, or when it did matter, it mattered. But from here, I don't think swapping or gas fees really matter right now. They're so cheap, who cares, you know? But I would always do some research and just see if like you could get that token directly versus having to swap for it first before you start costing yourself money for no reason, you know? PRQ, when we first rode that wave, or LCX, we were swapping for it back in the day. This was for anybody that's our day ones or any veterans out there in the crypto space. I don't know if you guys remember when we had to plug in the smart contracts at the top and the bottom, and then do this. We had to like go to CoinGecko. We had to copy the smart contract address, then go to MetaMask. And then when MetaMask didn't work, we had to go directly to the website. You guys remember all that? This is like version 1 Uniswap back in the day, you know? But again, like what I do when it comes to taking profits from a DeFi token, I'm never going to, like, for forever money, I'm never going to hold in a DeFi token. I'm always going to just hold it there. I'm going to make, like, for sure I want my 10, 20, 30, 40 or whatever X, you know? I don't want to get any less than that. But when it comes to taking profits out of a DeFi token, I flip it back into the layer 1, whatever it's working off of. So if it's an XRC20, then you're going to flip it back to XDC or XRP or XLM, you know? If it's an ERC20 token, you're going to flip it back into ETH, you know? If it's running off of Cosmos, I'm going to run it back to Cosmos. Unless I just want it in cash. If I want cash, then I'll put it in USDC. I don't trust Tether. I don't trust any stable coin or nothing. I never have. Never trusted Luna. Never trusted any of that shit. I always just put it back in USDC. Still got to go through with that with BNB. Yeah, absolutely. If there's anything running on Binance, if something is running on top of Binance and you're taking profit, allocate those profits to USDC or allocate it back into Binance or BNB. Same principles will go with that. Guys, I know some of you still got a lot of questions, things like that. So look, become a member. I'm going to leave a Discord link below. For those of you guys that still have questions and you're a member, whatever the case, meet me in Discord, tag me or whatever the case, and then we'll go over things one at a time. And if you guys ever want to update, you know, just tag me. I'm here. Literally, this is what I do every single day. This is my full time. So if you have questions or if you want anything or you need help with something, just reach out to me. You guys know I take the time to speak to each and every one of you. Every day I'm here. We've been doing this for fucking almost 3 years now. So guys, look, if there's something going on, just let me know and I'll give you my opinion on it. That's the best thing I can do. But all right, guys, I will catch you on the next one. All right.